Hello folks, welcome to the canal de Channel Jose. Today I'm going to show you a common problem on these Toyota Camrys 2010, 2011. But I believe that 2007 to 2011 is the same model except for the it changed the motor, it changed from a 2.4 to a 2.5. But the problem I'm going to show you and how to fix it is that the car shuts down and you got to turn it on, and you could be driving down the road and it will turn off and once you let off the throttle. So I'm going to show you what was causing the problem and how to solve this. So this is the engine on a Toyota Camry 2006, 2011, 2010 and 2011 is the same model, and this is your battery right here, your intake box here, and your engine over here. I'm giving you an idea. And so the problem was that this car would be shutting down on a light or a stop sign at idle. And I could be even driving down the road and it will shut down. And the problem was that the RPMs will drop so much that it will go to a shutdown mode. I have to put it on park. If I was driving, I had to stop it, put it on park, and then turn it on again. And maybe it'll shut down again right away. So the problem is you got a sensor here. This is an airflow sensor, and this guy collects real fine dust, so we have to clean this guy, and I'm gonna show you how to take it off. And also the problem was the throttle body will build gunk around the butterfly, so you gotta clean that out too. And to do that, the solution is you gotta use this mass airflow sensor cleaner. This is recommended for that sensor, for that little sensor. So don't use any water, gas, or anything. Use this chemical or this product to clean that sensor, so you don't end up buying a sensor that costs hundreds of dollars. This cost me $7, $8 out of auto parts, and it's safe for it. That's what it's meant for. You clean that, and I use this to clean the throttle body, and I'm gonna show you how to get to it. So to take off our airflow mass sensor, we have to disconnect it, and this is to clean it with that product. So we take two screws, they're on top with a Phillips screwdriver. We take one out. Be careful, don't lose these screws. Put them on an area where you know that they're gonna be safe. Take the other one out, and then take your then take your sensor out carefully. And this is the sensor we have to clean with the product. Now what I set it on a microfiber, and you just wanna get this guy and spray it on it. Don't push any cloth or anything into it. Just spray it, and it'll dissolve the dust and everything that is in there. You don't want to scrub it, just spray it like this, let it sit for a little bit, and you spray it again, and you just let it evaporate, so this guy will do his job. Once it evaporates, then we put it back into the intake, and that should help your car to start reading better readings on the airflow mass sensor. So minutes have gone by, I sprayed it again. Just spray it inside the cavities. And then just let it sit. Once it evaporates, we'll put it back in. So as you can see that these little metals, that's what is reading the airflow that's going into the engine. And over here inside, there's those two tiny little pieces of metal, and they're so fine that you cannot touch them because they might break. So that's what this liquid is for, to remove all the buildup around it, so they can start doing the reading back like they should. So that's why you don't put wire brush or nothing, just spray it and let it evaporate. And this is the original Toyota part, so that's why we just clean it. So the other thing we have to do is we have to take the the air intake box off, or move it over, and or So we take it off from the filter, so we expose a little bit of that area. We have to get through the throttle body, and for that we have to remove this part too, which just pops out, and then we can start working ourselves to get to the throttle body. We have to expose the throttle body. For that, we have to take these things off so we can start working ourselves down this way. Now down there we have to remove a clamp that is around the throttle body holding this hose, and I'm going to show you which kind of clamp we're talking about. This, you gotta press it by hand or pliers to loosen this where it's holding it in the tube and the plastic over it, and this is going around the plastic, so you gotta press it and slide everything out so you can expose the throttle body. So all we want to do, folks, is that we just want to move the whole intake tube out to the side so we can expose the throttle body. We don't want to disconnect it from the valve cover or the other sensors or the other hoses. We just want to move it to the driver's side so we can expose the throttle body, and I'll show you. So this is, once we move that to the side, this is the throttle body. And the common problem is that buildup goes around here, and we can see it. All that dark stuff is gunk buildup. So I'm gonna rub my finger around it, and that's just what I can reach, but that's what can build up and stop the airflow at idle and can make your car shut down. So now what we do, folks, is that we grab our airflow, mass airflow sensor cleaner, we add some, we spray some, and we let it soak so it starts breaking down the gunk, and then we'll get in there with a microfiber carefully and clean around the lips. Okay, folks, so now that we have cleaned our throttle body as well, and we got this gunk out, I have done this before, but that's why it's clean. But if you never done it, you're gonna find out a surprise in there. There's gonna be a lot of this gunk. So now what we do is we start building it back out and put everything together. Now we put our air filter cleaner And then our shelf or box, we slide it right into that intake. And then we tighten it down so it becomes solid into it. Now what we do is we slide our hooks that hold the box, the top shelf into the box, into itself, so it starts locking, and then we tighten down those bolts so we set this. Wow, in the meantime we were doing like other cleanup, so now we can put this guy back on and hook it up. Put the 2 screws and hook it up to the wiring. So now, folks, what we have to do is make sure that we have put everything back together as it was, and we have connected our sensors back on. So when we go turn on the key, everything should work fine. Remember, let it evaporate it before you start the car. So evaporate the fluids that you have sprayed into the throttle body, and then we go in and turn on the car. Okay, let's see. We put the key back in. We go to where the panel turns on, and there you go. It turned on just like it should. The RPMs are high because it's warming up, but it turned on, no check engine light, nothing, so that's good. Okay, folks, so we have our engine running right now, and the problem that was doing it was that it will shut down, and I'll have to turn it on. And the problem is that this guy gets a lot of dust built up in the little fine metals, and it starts reading correctly. And also the throttle body that was down there starts getting a buildup of gunk in the lip, so that when the butterfly closes, there will be no air going in. So when you're in idle in a light or in a stop sign, so that's why you have to spray it, and it's safe. So it evaporates and it's safe. So when you spray it, be careful. This sits vertical, not horizontal. So when you spray in it, don't move the butterfly fast. Just spray it, let it sit, and then spray it, let it sit. You just want to break out that gunk, and then you just want to get your fingers in there and then rub it against with a microfiber. With a microfiber, rub the walls so you wipe everything down, because these throttle bodies are electronic, and they're not mechanical, they're electronic. Okay, so you want to be careful with that. I want to tell you that, be careful. Well, folks, I hope you have enjoyed this video about how to fix the problem of your Camry shutting down on the street by using this airflow mass sensor cleaner. And that worked for me, and hopefully this video was helpful and you get some tips on how to fix the problem without that car giving you any warnings or any signs of what's causing this. So I hope you have enjoyed this video, and we'll see you soon with more videos here in el canal de Chano Jose.